all the hype around Nico Amiyala, is that how you say it? Nico Amiyala. With all the hype around the Nico situation, I started to wonder, how hard is it actually to get an NIL deal as a nobody? I don't play football. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a D1 track and field athlete at Mount St. Mary's University. Yes, the school that got smacked by Duke in the first round. But that's besides the point, because in today's video, I'm going to be trying to get an NIL deal as a nobody. And don't ask the race, because
I don't race for free.
How hard can it actually be? For those of you who don't know, NIL, name, image, and likeness, was introduced in 2021, allowing NCAA athletes to make money through sponsorships and endorsements. Any college division is eligible for an NIL deal. However, due to the exposure at the D1 level, most of the deals are completed here since the athletes usually have a bigger platform and audience. The big market sports like college football and basketball are prime examples of where we see these athletes signing multi-million-dollar contracts, getting fancy cars. I ain't gonna lie, that joint hard, bro. Jewelry, free gear, and so much more. But with the rise of the transfer portal, critics, fans, and even some coaches are saying that NIL is starting to ruin college sports. And the recent case of Nico Iamaleava shows the darker side of NIL.
You know, name, image, and likeness is not really name, image, and likeness. And I said long ago and got very criticized for, is this what we want college football to become?
Nico Iamaleava was the starting quarterback for the Tennessee Volunteers in the 2024 season, leading them to a 10-3 record in the first round of the college football playoffs. But instead of simply returning next year, he tried to renegotiate his NIL deal for even more money. Nico was already on a $2 million per year contract, which would rack him over $8 million in his 4 years at Tennessee, but he felt he was worth over $4 million per year. Unsurprisingly, Tennessee said no to his ridiculous demands, so Nico decided to hit the transfer portal, where a couple more teams said no thank you, before he ultimately signed with UCLA for $1.5 million per year. Nico was going to end up losing around $500,000 a year, all because he got greedy. Granted, that's still a substantial amount of money, a lot more than what's in my bank account, but imagine what you would do if you had $500,000 extra dollars. However, the story doesn't end here. After all that drama of Nico transferring, UCLA's quarterback Joey Aguilar jumped into the portal after UCLA signed Nico, and guess where he ended up going? That's right, Tennessee. Social media even started making fun of the situation and called it the first ever NIL trade. And now that we've gone over everything, you can see how NIL and the transfer portal is completely reshaping the landscape of college sports. And since I'm a college athlete myself, why not try to get my own NIL deal without the hype of a big market sport or anybody even knowing my name? Starting out, I have only 935 followers on my main Instagram and a clips page with 37 followers. Most companies look for athletes with at least 1,000 plus followers so they can get more engagement with their product. This means I'm already starting at a disadvantage. Another disadvantage I have is my lack of knowledge on NILs, so I decided to do some research on how I can get my first deal. After some thorough research, I stumbled upon a website that has numerous sources and places for where you can look to get your first deal. This is the website I'm using to find all these resources, so I'm probably going to fill all these out. I'll leave the link in the description down below if you want to try this yourself. I then started filling out forms and creating accounts for every website and platform imaginable. I even sent a couple DMs to companies to see if I could get a response, and all I could do now is wait. But little did I know, hours would turn into days, and days turning into over a month of me receiving absolutely nothing. Today is Friday, June 20th, and I'm about to complete my first NIL deal. And this is the behind the scenes. I'm gonna take some photos and let's go. But first, we must rewind back to somewhere in late May. After I got home from college and received no NIL offers, I felt like this video would never see the light of day. But in the last effort's hope, I applied to some opportunities on the postgame app. This video isn't sponsored, by the way. And to my surprise, on June 6th, I received a text message saying that I was selected for the postgame Everything Must Go campaign. And at first, I didn't believe it was true, but it turns out the deal was legit. So I had finally done it. After 2 months of applying, emailing, and putting myself out there, I got my first. Bro, you still have to order your gear and make the post. How did you get in here, dude? Because I'm you. Dude. Okay, but why'd you interrupt me? I was just about to tell them how I got my first NIL deal. I know that, but you didn't tell them the requirements or what you have to do for your deal. Damn, you might be right, Dre. I know I am, Dre. Okay, so I'm gonna finish the video now, but thanks, appreciate it, bro. Yeah, no problem, bro. The deal was pretty simple. Order a piece of clothing off the website free of charge and make an Instagram post with a story telling people to download the post-game app. So after I received my post-game shirt in the mail, I got to making my Instagram post. All right, guys, I forgot to record at the first location, my bad, but second location done. Yeah, second location done. We only got 2 photos left. I don't really know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna figure it out. I'll give you a sneak peek right here. Pop it on the screen. Editor, that's me. Pop it on the screen. Alright, next location. I'm not good at vlogging yet, so I'll spare you that for the rest of the video. Subsequent to taking all the photos, it was time to edit them and post on Instagram. And if you're confused on the timeline, let's go all the way back to the beginning. Around April 20th, I was curious on how hard it would be to get an NIL deal. On April 22nd, I started doing research on Nico Iamaleava and NIL. From April until June 6th, I received absolutely nothing back from any companies. But as you guys know, on June 6th, I got the text message saying that I was selected for my first deal. On June 13th, I received my merchandise. On June 20th and June 21st, I took photos and edited them and made the post to Instagram. And today, June 22nd, I can finally complete this video. Now, there are some elephants in the room, like does it take this long to get an NIL for everybody? And the answer is no. It was just my lack of action in this whole process that made it take so long. So could I have gotten a deal faster or worth more money? The answer is yes, probably, but I didn't want it bad enough. And since I didn't want it bad enough, I started making excuses. I started getting in my head thinking maybe I couldn't do it. Maybe I was in over my head, but I could have emailed companies nonstop until I got a reply. I could have built my social media following so companies would be more likely to say yes to a deal. But instead, I stopped believing in myself, and that's why this video took 2 months to finish. And that's something I never plan on doing again. To anyone who's watching this video and is a college athlete or wants to be in the future, just post a video. Just upload on TikTok. Just go for something. Who cares what they think? Just do it. There is no reason why you should ever put a limit on yourself, and I wish I realized that earlier in this video and earlier in my life, to be honest. If you truly want something bad enough, you won't let anything stop you from achieving your goal. If we live our lives in fear of judgment every day, then the only thing we're gonna have left is a sentence that we regret every day. To anybody who made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. I'm not a motivational speaker or anything. I'm just trying to better myself every day because we only have one life, so I'm trying to make the most of mine. And you should do the same with yours. If you want to reach me, my email's in the description. Feel free to ask any questions about NIL or anything in life. If you want advice, I don't know why you want advice from me, but if you want anything, if you need anything, just let me know. I'm here. And yeah, AJL out. Alright, y'all, it's the end of the day. All the photos are done. My first brand deal is completed. I don't know what else to say, to be honest. It's my camera guy. He took all the photos. Shout out to him. I'm not paying him, but shout out to him. Yeah. I just tried to make this video to prove that, like, you shouldn't put limits on yourself, you know, keep pushing and grinding and go for whatever you want in life, you know what I'm saying? Like, you only live once, and I'm probably not going to put any of this in the video because what am I talking about? I don't know.